It's been a long time, it's been a long time, this not day before time. It's been a long time, it's been a long time, this not day before time. It's been a long time, it's been a long time, this not day before time. Long time got some lang logi, now you got some bungalow. Long time got some lang logi, now you got some bungalow. It's been a long time, it's been a long time, this not day before time. It's been a long time, it's been a long time, this not day before time. Long time got some dirty dam, now you got some concrete road. Long time got some dirty dam, now you got some concrete road. Long time got some dirty dam, now you got some concrete road. Long time got some dirty dam, now you got some concrete road. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. Long time got some juk lamp, now you got some electric light. Long time got some juk lamp, now you got some electric light. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. Long time got some broad bottom, now you got some tight straight. Long time got some broad bottom, now you got some tight straight. Long time got some broad bottom, now you got some tight straight. Long time got some broad bottom, now you got some tight straight. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. Long time got some broad churia, now you got some bamboo jai. Long time got some broad churia, now you got some bamboo jai. Long time got some broad churia, now you got some bamboo jai. Long time got some broad churia, now you got some bamboo jai. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. Long time full bucket water, now you got some overhead. Long time full bucket water, now you got some overhead. Long time full bucket water, now you got some overhead. Long time full bucket water, now you got some overhead. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. Long time got some old man, now you got some young guy. Long time got some old man, now you got some young guy. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this not day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cop. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
Hey fans, it's karaoke and oldies night this and every Thursday at Club Twilight Sideline Dam, Buxton. Dance to the magical songs of yesteryear by popular DJs and Camps Audio. Admission is free. Come out, let's make memories at Club Twilight Sideline Dam, Buxton North.
Hi, good night, everybody. Just don't panic. We're right here, and we're starting off right off the bat in mocha, and the fact that the PPP want to hoodwink people about the reality in Guyana, and then they have some busmouth Dunstug, who some of them or all of those Dunstugs do not understand anything about politics, but because Facebook allows them to just turn on the microphone and talk a set of crap. You know who those Dunstugs are. Anyways, let's look at what happened there in Mocha. Now, Irfan Najagdeo was talking earlier, and he tried to give the wrong impression that these people, they weren't 28 of them move, and then the rest don't want to move. And then this person's mom called for some settlement of 14 million or something of that sort. I mean, who runs a government like that? That you go into a community because of the ethnicity of those within the community. And we see, take a look at what's happening. She was manhandled, she was beaten, she was harassed, she was locked up, I believe, and all these sort of things. But yet, he wants us to believe that, look, everything is hunky dory in Guyana. And when these things happen in Guyana, guess what? Those who jumping on the mountaintop now and pretending as though they care about the people or small businesses and all these things, and look at what these guys are doing. They're affecting small businesses, but not only that, persons of African descent. They suddenly have this care, this concern, right? Jai Shrishan? Namaste, my friend. About, oh, it could be Salam Alaikum because you have a Hindu and a Muslim name there, and maybe a Christian as well, or could be Rastafarian too. And so, a good night, Jai Shri Khan. And so they pretend that they care, right? And they're jumping on a mountaintop and saying, "Oh, why are you boycotting?" Or calling, if the operator can take this down so that they can see my face, right? Good. Thank you, Lemon. Lemon is back on the job, finally. Oh, they're talking about boycotting. They're targeting small businesses and they're affecting small businesses. Whoever talk about attack or boycotting small businesses? Whoever said that? And all these sort of things to make it appear that the call for a boycott to send a message to individuals that now is not the time to cozy up with the oppressors. You cozy up with oppressors, they go back in Guyana, and guess what they do? They oppress your people. And they oppress those who do not agree with them, including the Aziz, the family, including Auntie Data, including so many other people. And so some of them believe that it is okay, we are one, and then they stop. They don't say one people, one nation, one destiny, we are one, because they're afraid to let Irfan Ali know about the true motto of Guyana, which is one people, one nation, one destiny. So we are one, right? And then those who don't give a rat's, about the country, about the struggle, they want to talk and swin about, oh, the boycott is wrong and Benchab is dividing people and all. Look at what Irfan Ali and Jagdeo are doing to Guyana. Look at what they're doing to the people of Guyana. I am not the one who is going about dividing people. I'm trying to get people together because that is what the country is all about. And there is really no reason for me to divide the country. Look at that. Whoever in their silly mind or wherever they are going to say that Benchab dividing the country. I want the best for the country. Some of the Pakus sit down and because they got a little keyboard, they could chit-chat nonsense all day. But Benchab wants to divide the country. Give me a break. Come on, you guys. If you guys wanna be with me on this, just say, come on, type it. Give me a break. But Benchab wants to divide the people, and Benchab is a racist. And those who talk about Benchab is a racist don't even know Benchab. Good night, Lachman Aziz. Assalamu alaikum to you, my sister. Hope all is well. And all of the others, if I don't call your names, don't get vexed. Don't be upset at all. Because you know, when people get vexed, they throw tantrums, they say all sorts of things, believing that they're throwing mud on Mark. But when they throw mud, you brush it off, and all manner of things. Only Tanty Merles behave like that. And when I say Tanty Merles, you know what I mean, right? Anyways, good night again to all of you, and welcome to Straight Up. Share the link. Gully God, Gully God gotta get an award. Every single night he doesn't, well, we could be here, don't know. Gully God probably celebrating, because guess who is back in the United States of America? Guess who is in Miami? Let me see if you guys read the news. Let me guys see, or for you guys, many of you are going to think it's an easy road, right? When in fact, the struggle back in Guyana is not an easy road. Guess who's back in the United States of America? And I just mentioned that to let some of you know that never shut the door on yourself. Never give up. Never say you put your hands up and surrender. Never, ever do that. LJR seems to be watching and reading the news. Dennis Atwell, where the heck you got Jack Deere is back in the U.S. Jack Deere hasn't been back in the U.S. for a while. And I wonder why. Can we all just say, I wonder why Jack Deere has not returned to the U.S.? We don't see Jack Deere in Queens. There's no meeting. There's nothing else. He doesn't. Is he running? Is he hiding from the U.S.? Okay, guess who's back in the U.S. after spending close to 10 years in jail for drugs and trafficking and drugs and all the allegations leveled against him. 10 years. And you know the circumstances. You guys, some of you may not know, but you got to go through a long process before you re-enter the U.S. You got to go through that process. I deal with some folks almost every day. It's a lengthy process. But Buju Banton having millions connected to what is it that his friend DJ, the other DJ guy, man, a big strapping guy that looks, but guess who's back in the U.S. though? Buju Banton. So never say it's not an easy road. The road sometimes can be easy. It depends on so many things sometimes, right? It's not an easy road. Who feels it knows, right? And so Buju Banton is back in it. He's back in Miami, sitting in the backyard with his friend DJ Khaled. Yeah, DJ Khaled. Thank you, Net. Back. A lot of you guys reading the news, which is good. Thank you, Rashley Ford, and all of you. But let's get back to Guyana, because in Guyana it's not an easy road. Who feels it knows, and those who have never felt it are the ones who are going to jump and pacify a situation because they don't know about the struggle. They don't understand the struggle. They have never been there. They have never been persecuted. And so they got to know it's not an easy road. Who feels it knows. They should sing that in Chutney, man. I love Chutney music. It's not an easy road. Doom, doom. Who feels it knows. And so in the struggle, the ones who sell out the struggle are the ones who do not understand the struggle, are the ones who want to pacify, to make things nice, put up their hands and say it's a lovely country and all. It's a beautiful country, yes, indeed, but things not regular. Many of you remember Laurie Alexander. He had a program on television there, and he said, things not regular. Things not regular, and things not regular in Guyana. And how do we make things regular? We can make things regular by pacifying the situation, bending over backward and stretching out a little cup and collect a little high wine and drink it and feel it's honky-dory. Sacrifices have to be made. And how are sacrifices going to be made? How are you going to get changes? Are changes going to come about by sitting down and looking at the oppressors and say, change things now? Or, oh, let us be fair. Or why would you attack a black sister? Why would you do that? Why would you deprive a black sister of making money? Nobody is doing that. And some of these nimakaram, some of these numbskulls have to understand, because they try to give the impression, it is called political soundbite, to make it appear as though they're nice, they're fair, they're balanced. But some of them are so wicked and vindictive Oh my gosh. So this balance thing is just a facade, just to make it appear that they mean nice. And they're, oh, don't trust some of them. Don't trust some of them at all. Wayne Caesar is in the audience with you guys. Behave yourself. Wayne, keep an eye out for, Francine Cruz. If Francine Cruz misbehaves tonight, she will get the donkey. But we don't want to do that. Francine has been behaving herself recently. Hey, guess what? So let's talk about those now who have embraced this clung. Those who have embraced this clung and those who are finding it are basically condoning the situation and are finding all manner of excuses as to say why the boycott is bad. All manner of things, because some of them get a little friend there. They're trying to protect their friend. Look, I have friends. Well, I could consider some of them friends, so to speak, who are enablers. And do I give a rat's you know what about them? No. I have some relatives who are like that too. And they know what happened. And don't call me, don't tell me anything. Even if I had a relative who did this, I would not have been going in and buying roti from that relative at all. I don't know if many of you know, there was a place called Guyana Roti Hut, Guyana Roti House. Let me see if you guys remember Guyana Roti House. They were my relatives that owned Guyana Roti House, but they never give me anything, man. You go there, and I just basically had to find somebody to fleece so that they could buy me a roti or something. Good night, Tony Hack. How are you doing, man? You finally got back your phone and your internet. Good, good. All right. Let me see what else we can talk about. Those individuals, let me remind them as they think about themselves and to basically make it appear that this boycott is so bad. It is so bad. It is bad because what? Because they want to appear to be nice with the oppressors, kiss up to the oppressors. But when these things happened in Guyana, we didn't hear from these individuals, right? How many of you remembered back in 2001, this lady, Donna McKinnon, I know this story pretty well. She was a vendor, a hard-working vendor who was out there on Robb Street when people were standing up. And I remember this day very well, very well. She was passing in front of Freedom House like everybody else. And guess what? According to what this is the news saying this, Stabroek News, not Ben Shop, Stabroek News is saying late on the afternoon of April 9th, 2001, eyewitnesses saw a man on the back stairs of Freedom House with a handgun firing into the crowd of protesters on Robb Street. And so as we boycott those who are embracing the oppressors and we push back against those enablers and those who are attempting to condone, all because maybe they have a friend, somebody's their friend. Look, they are not powerful. Those ones behind the keyboard and talking up, they basically talking probably over some bottle of something. They're just talking. That's what it is. But how many of you guys remembered Donna McKinnon? And this is a story I remember pretty well. She got shot and she was right there on the ground, the road in front of Freedom House. Another person was shot, an Indian brother. He was shot as well. An Indian brother was shot as well. But guess what? Nobody wants to remember these things. Nobody wants to talk about these things. People must forget that these things ever happen and shove it under the rug. Nothing has happened. Nobody wants to talk about it. But as soon as you call for a boycott so that we can have equal rights and justice in Guyana, guess what? Even some of those who may look like us, some of those who pretend to be with us, some of those who pretend to be fighting for justice and fighting against injustices, it's a pretense, mind you. They just don't care. So ignore those few who are talking about, oh, the boycott is bad. The boycott is bad. We are boycotting against our own. Oh, really? Give me a break. It's not an easy road. Right, Don Sampson? Who feels it knows. So look at this here. We were with the family, trying to get justice for the family and everything. but nobody cares. One or two of them, members of the family, decided to take a little package from the PPP, took a little package, and that was the end. There was no justice at all for this woman, Donna McKinnon. May her soul continue to rest in peace. No justice for Donna McKinnon. The question is, as we look, the article, this is Stabrook News, mind you, is saying, according to eyewitnesses, saw a man on the back stairs of Freedom House with a handgun firing into the crowd of protesters. This seems to be the norm of the PPP, where their gunmen fire into crowds of protesters. Fire. Okay, so that's one. Dennis Atwell, it wasn't $1 million, sir. It was $5 million. All right, so Keith Beresford, remember, 66 Robb Street. 66 Robb Street. All right, what else we want to remind you of? We're going to go down the list. We want to remind you of some other stuff. Okay, so for those who crying crocodile tears or shedding crocodile tears, they should shut, Yeah. So let's look at this. How many of you guys know this woman? Shackled. Handcuffs, hands, shackled. She spent 1+ years in solitary confinement. 1+ years in solitary confinement. How many of you remember her? And how many out there who are now crying and saying, oh, the protest is bad, the protest is dividing the country, and so and then they hug up Irfan Ali, oh, we love you, oh, we respect you, oh, no. Those who enabled him in Brooklyn to disrespect the community will have to apologize to the community. This thing is not sorry. They have a song, something, it's too late to apologize. Something, sorry, but I should stick to my job, whatever that is. Probably don't even have a job too, right? But this lady, her name is Carol Ann Monroe. There we go, Gianna. Carol Ann Monroe. Carol Ann Monroe. Trumped up treason charge against her and her husband and another officer of the Guyana Defense Force, Leonard Wharton. Look at them. Major Bruce Monroe, his wife Carol Ann Monroe, and another GDF officer, Leonard Wharton. They were charged, trumped up treason charge against them. Carol Ann Monroe, a woman, of course, look at her. She was treated the worst. Never in the history of Guyana has a woman been charged with treason. How many of you guys know that? How many of you guys know that? So when you see some of these enablers hugging up and kissing up and saying to the oppressors, we respect you, when they don't even respect people who look like you. The only reason they would walk into your restaurant or walk into wherever you are, walk into your business, invade your business, it's because they want to sugarcoat things. They just want a photo op. That's it. They don't care about you. Is it Michael Jackson who said that? All I really want to say is that I don't really want it. Okay, sorry. I'll stick to my talk show. But all I really want to say is that they don't really care about us. They slap us, kill us, persecute us, lock us up. All I want to say is that they don't really want it. They don't really care about us. And in truth, the PPP, Irfan Ali, and Jack Dave, they don't really care about us. And not only that, they just don't care about the majority of Guyanese. And so this woman, Carol Ann Monroe, she spent 1+ years in prison. They locked her up for 1+ years in solitary confinement. Yes, solitary confinement. They shackled her in a cell. They handcuffed her. They shackled her while going to court. I visited her husband and Mr. Wharton while they were at the Camp Street prisons to show solidarity for them. Protested every single day for them. But guess what? those who are now saying to the oppressor that we respect you. And then when people go and people say that they're boycotting their business, there are some few who sit on the sideline who don't really have much to say other than just chat, 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 chat all day, saying that it is wrong. It is so wrong. They never said that it was wrong. They were never vociferous in this particular situation. Never, never. But guess what? Let's move on. How many of you guys remember this little boy? Yes, this little boy. We're going through a list here tonight. And if here Jack Dare wants to sit at his silly press conference to make it appear as, oh, we do not discriminate against people. How many of you guys know this little boy? How many of you know him? Well, he's probably a big guy now. He's currently residing in Canada, probably has a Canadian accent now. Hey, man, what's happening? All right. So let's go through. How many of you guys know? Oh, Miss Booker, whoever you are, gosh, finger, middle finger. And guess what he did with his middle? Oh, no, I don't want you to stretch your imagination. Just don't do that, at least not now. But let us look at this here. Youth, yeah, accused of showing his middle finger. Jack Dare's vehicle passing on the East Coast. This boy, well, he wasn't 18, he was 17, I believe. He, according to reports, allegedly that is, passing motorcade of Jack Dare at that time decided to show Jack Dare, guess what? His middle finger. Well, is this the middle finger? No. He decided to show Jack Dare his middle finger. Jack Dare's motorcade, a police stopped. One of his security guys stopped and escorted this young man back to, guess where? Back to Sparendam police station, where he was arrested and charged. Guess what the charge? Showing his middle finger to the passing motorcade of Barrett Jack. They say, hey, take the, allegedly, right? And that is a crime now. Take the, middle finger now, take the is a crime. They charged this young man, and guess what they did? He has never been arrested before. No charges, no nothing. But they decided they're going to send him to jail. Oh, yeah. How dare you show your middle finger to Jack Dare's motorcade? How dare you do that, according to them? So they charged this little boy, and they sent him to prison. And look what? Several leading personalities yesterday turned up at the Sparendam Magistrates Court. Well, yeah, we were there, just a couple of us, maybe not more than 5, 6 of us were there to protest for his release. He spent over 2 weeks, 2 weeks in jail. Every time he went to court, about 4 times to court, guess what? The magistrate kept postponing it, remanding him back to prison. So you see this article in 2011, it says here, new charge to be read in middle finger case. So that's what they call a little middle finger. An 18-year-old man who was charged for allegedly showing his middle finger to Jack Dare's convoy yesterday appeared for the 4th time. Look, 4th time. Fourth time before magistrate Judy Lachman at the Sparendam Magistrates Court. 4 times, and spent over probably close to 3 weeks in prison. Can you guys believe that? And then there are people who say to the oppressors, we respect you, when they don't respect people who look like you. Look, the boycott has to intensify. But look at this. He had to apply. The magistrate didn't free him, you know. He had to apply through the High Court. Through the High Court. We got him a lawyer. Through the High Court, he applied for bail. And the High Court granted him bail to the amount of $12 US. $12 US. And then there's some of you out there who are saying that it is wrong to call for a boycott. It is wrong to hold them accountable in Guyana. And it is wrong to say to people, look, do not embrace the enablers. The oppressors. The oppressors do not like us. No matter what Jack Day and others say at their press conferences, they don't. They just don't. Just look at the treatment. That is all I ask you guys. And not just only for me talking, I'm showing you guys the evidence. Isn't that sufficient? And then how many of you, and I want you guys to pay attention to the ethnicity of the individuals, right? The ethnicity. That is what you got to look at. Let's break things down. And not because we talk about ethnicity and so forth, people have to be racist. You know what I mean? So forget about them and that racist crap. Who is this that's walking up police station, I believe Soku, and then they later charged and handcuffed and all manner of things? What's her name? Let me see if you guys recognize who is walking up the stairs here. All one ethnic group. All one ethnic group. All, every single one. Valda Lawrence. Thank you, Desiree Emmanuel. Valda Lawrence, Member of Parliament and former chairman of the People's National Congress Reform, walking up the stairs, still being persecuted. Nobody really cares. The enablers don't care. The enablers are looking at, not ask what your country can do for you, but not ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Many of them are asking the oppressors. Many of them are asking the oppressors. They're looking for crumbs. And while they're looking for crumbs, guess what? The country is crumbling. And people who look like them are crumbling every single day, are being persecuted every single day. Take a look at this. Shackled, former finance minister, Winston Jordan, sent into the lockups, shackled, all manner of things, all these treatment. Again, look at the ethnicity of the individuals. I'm just asking again, look at the ethnicity of the individuals. And then you will understand what is happening in Guyana and how important it is to hold the enablers accountable. They have to respect your community and they have to apologize to the community. Story done. That's it. Some might say, oh, apology or sorry, or they have to apologize to the community. Who vex. Story done. Now, what else? Winston Jordan. And guess what? After they have done all of this to him, he won his case. He won his case. And we see his lawyer there, Senior Counsel Roysdale Ford, and the young lawyer there, Mr. Darren Wade. Good. So we see, we know, we get the evidence. This is what's happening. We cannot run away from this. We just cannot run away from this at all. All we are showing you the ethnicity of the individuals. And we're not done as yet. How many of you guys know this guy? Well, he looks sharp here in his suit going to court. But when he was arrested, you know what they did to him? They shackled him. He's the former, let me see if you guys know what position he held, and let me see if you guys know his name. Come on, let me see. Trevor Ben, Giano, oh, all of you guys, smart, very, very smart. Civic, all of you very smart. I could tell that you guys never walked up the steps or the stairs of IFLAT University. You guys went higher than that. And so Trevor Ben, the former chief executive officer of Lands and Surveys, guess what? He did a massive turnaround, a great job at Lands and Surveys. They had opened an office in New Amsterdam. I believe they were about to open in Lethem or somewhere. And that's what you call visionary, right? Visionary. That is what it's about, visionary. And so because they didn't like this guy, fairness, and he treated everybody equally across the board. That is not how the PPP operates. They filled with discrimination and race and hate against individuals. And so Trevor Ben, for doing a great job as CEO of Lands and Surveys, they found all sorts of silly trumped-up charges against him. But not only that, they shackled him. They placed him in handcuffs and they dumped him in the lockups. Look at his race again. Look at the race of the ethnicity of all the others that I have shown you guys so far. But how? How could you guys, the few of you who are saying that the majority of us are wrong and that Ben Sharp is dividing people and all manner of things, where is the evidence that I, Mark Anthony Amitabh Ben Sharp, is dividing people? The truth, the evidence doesn't add up. It doesn't. When I say their allegations of me dividing it, it doesn't add up at all. The truth hurts. And guess what? Guess what? We're not done as yet. Let's move on. How many of you guys know this person here? Oh, I already said. Yeah, you guys. Good. Roxanne Myers. Guess what? GCOM Deputy CEO remains in police custody for about 72 hours. So you lock her up, you shackle her, and you dash her in the lockups for 3 days, 3 nights. Look at the ethnicity. And some of you want to tell me that it is okay for the enablers to invite oppressors into the community, and we must open our arms and say, come on, oppressors, hug them and kiss them and beat drum for them and sing songs for them. And because we have a pushback now, some of the enablers and their friends are upset. Who could be more upset about these things and the thousands of people who are being oppressed in Guyana and the hundreds of businessmen who are feeling the squeeze in Guyana, whose businesses are being boycotted in Guyana as a result of this corrupt, vindictive, racist PPP regime? And then all you want to tell me what? All you want to tell me? Well, the boycott is going to intensify. The boycott is going to intensify. And therefore, you are legally allowed to support those who support you. You embrace those who embrace you. You hug those who hug you. And you become friendly with those who are friendly to you. Those who embrace the oppressors and welcome the oppressors, guess what? They're not concerned about you. So therefore, the question is, why the heck should you be concerned about them? And therefore, in Guyana too, those of you who are in Guyana, pay careful attention as to where you spend your money. Start this thing right now, as of today, saving your money. If you know people and business people who curse you out, and it doesn't matter if they don't look like you, because look at the argument for these oppressors and their enablers. If we say don't support anti-Savitri business, then we are racist. If we say don't support anti-Wavenese business, then look at what you're doing to your own sister. Look at what you're doing to your own people. That is what they do. So they try to box you in a corner for you to feel guilty and that what you're doing is wrong. And then they want others to buy into their trash, into thinking that what we are doing is wrong and they are right. So they are right to oppress all those people I show you. They are right to, according to the enablers argument. That's what they want you to believe, that should we just live in peace and harmony? Well, I want us to live in peace and harmony. That is what we preach on this program. Peace and harmony, love and unity, whatever, right? Love and unity. We don't sit here and say that a business should be boycotted because it is owned by a particular ethnic group or someone from a different religious religion. We don't do that. It is all about justice. It is all about equal rights and justice. That is what this is about. And now is not time to skin teeth with the oppressors. Every day, that's what they do. And they find justification for everything. Listen to what, I wouldn't go to Tanti Morris press conference or Saddlehead, right? He tried to justify the eviction of over 30-something folks from Mocha. Justify it. Oh, 15 years ago, we planned to build road. You've been in office for 23 goddamn years. You did nothing for the people other than brought miseries, misery, misery, misery. But suddenly you're back in office through some sort of accommodation where the elections basically were rigged by the PPP. And so suddenly they know that they got to bust a road through, because every time Jack Dave talks, there's always something got to bust through. He busts. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm getting a bit carried away. I'll take a quick break. Just on that note, bus. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, my name is Jasmine Caldata, Francis, Vietnam. And since 1965, I become a voter. And I always place my ex next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by anti-data. Anti-data, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you so much for standing up for justice. And anti-data is brave. Anti-data ain't sitting down and saying, oh, me and do not number. She is brave. She stood up to them. And I love anti-data. I love people who stand up against oppressors, just like I love our sister also in the struggle, Rhonda Lane. You know, so this thing for me is not about race. If somebody injustice is being meted out to somebody, we've got to stand up. We don't look and right, Rajin. Good night to Rajin. If somebody, and that has always been the case, if there's an injustice against somebody, you got to stand up and fight for their rights. You don't say, man, hey man, where's your ethnicity? Nah, me not come today. Me not, nah. You don't do that. And we don't do that here. But that is how they want to give this impression that we are bad people and that we don't believe in unity. Of course we believe. Actually, I'm speaking of I believe in unity. You look around all over me, there's everybody. All ethnicity in my family. How would I discriminate? I get auntie in my family, me get uncle in my family, me get nanny, me get nana, me get pua, me get mamu, me get mommy. Me get auntie, me get uncle, me get everybody in my family. And in my family, we just drink paiwari too. Speaking of paiwari, let me say good night to my uncle Brian Murray. Good night to you. I know I didn't call you for your birthday, but forgive me, man. And I remember you only because of paiwari. So let them know that we are all of a mixed-up family. So when they argue with you guys about racism and all kind of things, you know, don't buy into them. Don't buy into them, right, Civic? Don't buy into them at all. But let's move on, guys. Back to this boss, right? Jack here and this boss. So what he's saying that they had to go to Mocha Village. Mocha Village. I wish I was a Chatney singer. I would have put on a nice little chowtal and sing a little thing, Mocha Village, and turn it into a nice rum shop Chatney song, Mocha Village. I went in the village they call Mocha. So they went into Mocha, they discriminated against the people, they beat the people, they sent the police on the people, they broke down the people's properties, their businesses, every single thing. All because Jack Dale said that they wanted to bust something. They wanted to bust something through the village. 15 years ago, they had that plan, right? 15 years ago. But them did it for 23 years and them not do nothing. But they want to fool people now. So he sat at his press conference and lied to the people, lie and lie and lie and lie that they had a plan. But the plan is for the PPP is to get rid of those people. And when I say get rid, bulldoze them, kick them off, send them packing, take away their land and give it to their friends and cronies. But what Jack Dave didn't say at his press conference today is that along that stretch, almost all the lands owned by friends and cronies of Barrett Jack Dale. How many ordinary people that look like this woman here? How many ordinary people got a piece of land there? None, none. All of the lands owned there by Jagdeer friends and cronies. And they're going to put up gas station. They're going to put up short-term hotels so Jagdeer could go in and bus around the corner, right? That is all they do. And they believe that they could sit at their press conferences, talk and lie to people, or they can pop up in Brooklyn. And again, I have something to say about the enablers, right? I do have something to say because some people get the wrong impression. I don't hate the enablers. I know them. I've known them for many years, not yesterday. And yes, am I upset that they have done that? Yeah. Do I want to see them flat on their face, run out of business, and get nothing to? Do I want that? Hell no. So I just want to make that quite clear. That is not my objective. I want them to survive. But what they must understand that what they've done to the community, the Guyanese community in Brooklyn, is to disrespect the community. Saying sorry and probably putting it up on your page and then pull it down back and then put up Irfan Ali's photograph is not helping the cause, the situation. It's adding fuel to the situation. And people out there, the ordinary folks, some of them might look ordinary to some of y'all. Them in Pagali, them in stupid, like the song, stupidity me stupidity, pagali me pagali. They're not stupidity and they're not pagali. They have lots of sense. They're big and they get sense. So this other thing now, this crybaby thing, but Benjap wants these people to lose their stuff and they don't. No. All that is asking is for the community to heal. And so that this impasse, this disrespect can never happen, should never be able to happen again. You don't invite oppressors into your communities. You invite real leaders. You invite people who want to do something and people who respect your community, not people who are going to pop in for a photo op and run in a restaurant, clap. You know what they did there, right? Let me see if you guys paying attention. Go in somebody's restaurant and just walk in the restaurants, right off the streets, right out of Kings County Hospital. Walk in the restaurant, clap a roti, put it inside something, they're shaking it up. Oh no, man, that's not how you make roti, man. You clap it, you bust it in half, you eat it, and you dash piece give Kush. Hey, Kush, take this. If Kush is what, Kush got to tell us how that roti tasted. I know Kush felt bad, but Kush still had to eat the roti, right? So that's Kush and Jagdeo. And wait a minute. That's my friend James Richmond, Pastor James Richmond. The other guy, I don't know him. If somebody recognizes him, they can say who it is, right? So let's head back to Mocha Village. Mecca want to take a roti right now, right? A nice roti from a nice place. Clean, nice roti. Who clapping it? The hands must be clean. But me broken me roti, even if I broke the roti, I'll just dash piece and say, hey, net bake it, right? Or Vanita, hey, take this piece. That's it. Civic, they come. Who does that? Who does that? I mean, Kush got to really tell us how that roti tasted bad. Hey, Kush, take that. All right. I'm just going to talk for a few minutes more. If you guys want me to talk for a few minutes more, let me know, or let me dash out to here, right? If you want me dash out to here, me dash out to here. And so we spoke about Trevor Ben, and they handcuffed, they shackled that brother. They shackled him and dumped him into the lockups. Nobody said anything, but they want us to just say, oh, we're hurting people's business. No, they're not looking at those people that they now claim that we are hurting their business. They didn't look and see that their friends, their few friends in Brooklyn, were hurting the entire community by embracing an oppressor, embracing a man who doesn't give a rat's about Guyanese, most Guyanese, but more so, they have been targeting persons of African descent, persecuting them, all manner of things they've been doing. Look, these guys have been persecuted for over 4 years now. They cannot bring their case up. You know why? They have no evidence against these folks. The former chief elections officer, Mr. Keith Lowenfield, returning officer, Mr. Mingo, and Deputy Chief Elections Officer, Ms. Roxanne Myers. And then, are you guys still saying, oh man, Penshap is a divider? And the boycott continues. And I do believe the boycott should spread into other areas. You know who are some of those enablers are. You know that. You know that. You guys know that. Save your money. If people want you to shop at their businesses, they must respect you. Nobody's saying that people are not entitled to their political views or embracing a political party. I'm not saying that, because I'm sure there are businesses that I've shopped at before, and those people vote for a political party that I may not vote for. So the issue now, and let me break them down, the issue is not because Jenny or Hari or Swarswati or Desri or whomever vote for their part. That's their prerogative. It doesn't matter. But what matters is how you treat people. And when you go as far as to want to embrace and hug up and chat and kiss up the oppressor and tell the oppressor, oh, I be respect you, I be love you, oh, you are Abby, bye, oh, come in, Abby community, Mona. Come and sit down a little bit, let me gaff now, and disregard all of the things they have done to people and all of the things they continue to do to people. We don't hear those same enablers speaking out against what happened to the people at the seawall. It's none of their business. Oh no. And the discrimination that's going on in Guyana and the boycotting of people's businesses in Guyana since they've been in office. Do you guys know how many businesses have been boycotted and are being boycotted right now in Guyana? Do you know thousands of people who can't get a job because maybe of their ethnicity or because of their political persuasion? Do you guys know that? Do you guys even care about that? Or it doesn't matter to you? What matters to you is if you get a little piece of land, or if you get some street that you grew up in named after you, or you get some sort of whatever, and you get a little small piece from the regime. That is all that matters to some people. But they don't look at the bigger picture, that the community is more important than an individual. The community is more important than a business. And if there's a business in the community, regardless of if that individual looks like people within the community, it doesn't mean that we've got to feel sorry for that individual, because that individual never had any regards for us when they brought the oppressors into the community. And of course, some of you might say forgiveness. Forgiveness, yes, I do believe in forgiveness. There are people who have forgiven me. Sorry about that, guys. And there are people that I have forgiven. But forgiveness doesn't come like you go to bed and you pray and you say, man, tomorrow morning, guess what? I'm going to forgive this boy or I'm going to forgive this girl. It doesn't operate like that. Forgiveness comes with some sort of work. You got to show some sort of effort. So say for example, let me pick one of your names here, because some of you guys are very touchy. If I don't call y'all name, y'all get vexed, y'all bumps raise. Okay, you know. All right, let me choose a name here. Let me see which one of the names I really want to deal with tonight. And okay, so let us say, I push my hand in the bag and pull out a name. Morna, Grand Morna. Morna, Grand Morna, how are you? So say like Morna, Grand Morna has done something wrong to me. I expect Morna, Grand Morna to, all right, let's start this over. Say I did something wrong for Morna, Grand Morna. Morna, Grand Morna wouldn't expect for me tomorrow morning to say, hey, I'm sorry. I got to show signs. I got to take Morna, Grand Morna some flowers. I don't want to talk too hard in the studio because they could hear me outside. So I got to take flowers. I got to take nice glass of wine to Morna, Grand Morna. I got to show signs. I got to send her a nice card. I got to call her. Hey, Morna, how are you doing? And then you say, you ask for forgiveness. But you can't want blue zoom just inside the trench and say, forgive me. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. And that is why those folks in Brooklyn, they got to go to the community and say to the community, they're sorry. They apologize. whatever, sorry or apology. He said, don't go before it's too late, because they're going to sing that song. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. I used to have that as my ringtone at one time. I'm a naughty guy, you know. I guess by now you guys know that, right? Hey, for all those who are out there and are keeping the boycott healthy, thank you all so much. But I'm not done yet. In just a couple of minutes, I noticed people hollering, oh, what about Paul Slow? What about Paul Slow? What about Paul Slow? Well, look, this is what they did to Paul Slow, former deputy. Is it deputy or assistant commissioner? Oh, you got to be deputy commissioner of police. Paul Slow, once commander for B Division, commander for A Division, and all manner of things. Irfan Ali and Jack Dave, according to information, wanted him to do dirty work. Dirty work. That is how Guyana is running. And because this man refused to do that, he was denied the opportunity of becoming commissioner of police. But guess what? Some Nimakarams followed, some Dodo head folks followed, and because they became commissioner of police. But this man was deprived of that. But look at what they did. They handcuffed him, they ill-treated him, manhandled him, and all manner of things. Shame on those vagabonds in the PPP regime. And this was under, guess whose regime? All of these things under Irfan Ali's regime. All of these things. Oh, yes, I saw some mentions made about Orrin Boston and Quindon Bacchus and all these other individuals, Headley and so forth, that were murdered extrajudicially by members of the Guyana police force. But yet, oh, Mr. President, we respect you. We love you, right? Oh, really? Tell that to Paul Slow. Tell that to Trevor Benn. Tell that to all the others who are persecuted by this vindictive, this corrupt regime. All of these guys, look at their ethnicity. All of them persecuted. Every one of them persecuted under this Irfan Ali's installed government. Persecuted. All of them. You think it is nice? Y'all think it is easy? That they just wake up one morning and they say that all of the persons of African descent are bad people and therefore they're going to round them up and take charges in them? Oh, no, well, some of them might say, well, under the PPP, some of them were charged. But even those who were charged were not ill-treated. And most of those, if not all who were charged, and we know, come on, we know, they were charged. They might say they're innocent. Those under the PPP regime, the Pradoville land and all, we know they're innocent. Even Kwame jumped up and stand up on a podium and say, I don't know, they're persecuting me. You know, they arrested him for throwing that filth in Freddie Kissoon's face. Oh, I'm being persecuted. And they arrested him for attempting to scratch me. Hey, I proper run. Y'all know, me get time, I just tell me story straight. I ran, but I left my vehicle wrong and they proper take out advantage from the vehicle because Kwame couldn't get me, you can't get me. And so took out the advantage on the vehicle. So he was charged and he was convicted. There's another one by the name of Jason Abdullah, was convicted. But these are people who are running around with the PPP, right? And then the enablers are saying that we respect you, Mr. President. Come back anytime. I'm sorry. Let me just sometimes it gets like that with these people. It gets like that with them. Here's where we've got to go. Look, support those that support you. Story done. There's nothing wrong with that. The boycott continues. The boycott, if you wish, in other states, whether Atlanta, good night to the folks in Atlanta, right? Be careful where you spend your money. Keep an eye out for the enablers. Again, keep an eye out. We know who some of them are in Atlanta too. We know who some of them are in New Jersey. Keep an eye out for them. Keep an eye out for those in Brooklyn and Georgetown and Linden. The boycott may come to Georgetown and Linden and other places very soon. It's like a movie. There's a big sign that says, coming soon. All right. My name is Mark Benchop. Love you guys. Keep an eye out for the clowns. Don't let the clowns disrespect your community. We know this is the clown I'm talking about. Don't let this clown into your community. And just a reminder, because if they can say this, why, and it's okay, why is it a crime when we say it?
Right across Ghana, when the ministers of Granger or Nagamutu come here after the 21st of March, you say to them, walk behind them, chase them out, they're going to be illegal. Say to them, you're illegal. Free up the country, you're undemocratic. They're going to face a different situation right across the country. When they come to the communities, whether it is in Berbice or Essecubo and Linden or in South Georgetown or Agricola or in Emnor or Port Morant, the people of Guyana should treat them as illegal.
Notice the places he mentioned, right? If they go to Enmore and they go to Port Morant, those are predominantly East Indian, Guyanese of East Indian descent communities, villages. I know Port Morant, one of my favorite villages out there, especially going to Roop Mahal Cinema and some friends right next door to Port Morant Hospital, the Gamandis and so forth. But you notice what Jack Dave said, right? All those villages, predominantly Indian Guyanese villages, when the politicians go there for the coalition, chase them out, chase them out, chase them. None of them didn't get problem with that. None of you don't get problem with that. Some of you, a few of you out there, y'all are one-sided, right? Y'all didn't get time with what Jack Dave said because y'all feel he was justified. But we never said chase Irfan Ali out from these communities. We say, do not accept him. Story done. And he should not be welcomed in Brooklyn. He should not be welcomed in New Jersey. He should not be welcomed in Linden. He should not be welcomed in Georgetown, certain places, and so forth. We're not saying chase anybody out, but anyone who brings the oppressors them into your communities. Don't spend. If they have a business, let them respect the community. I don't care how much Jack Irfan promised that he can give some businesses in Brooklyn, help them out. So the people in Guyana needs help. They need help. But because of what's happening now in Brooklyn, he might be throwing a little small piece here, a little small piece there, here, there. Come to Guyana, get a piece of land. Oh, Father, God help us. God help us all. I'll be back tomorrow, right here on 107.1 FM. Brooklyn, we love you. The boycott is going to spread. It will get bigger and better. And those who don't want to put boots on the ground, well, put your wallet in your boots. If your boots is still in the house, put your wallet in the boots and save your money. If you get a Timberlands or whatever, or track boots or yachting boots, put your money in the boots. That is what we call now boots on the ground. A different way, a different format, a different strategy. Save your money. They want to practice economic genocide against your community. They want to persecute you. They want to discriminate against you. Well, economics. Save your money. Economic boycott. It's legitimate. Don't spend your money. Tomorrow is Friday, Saturday, the weekend. Save your money. Go to places, whether Brooklyn or not, with people who respect you. Until those who have disrespected the community say, look, it's time to talk to the community. Don't disrespect, don't ignore the cries of members in the community and feel that it's not time to talk. Talk to people in the community. Have a town hall meeting and just say you're sorry. There's a misunderstanding. Nothing is wrong with the healing process, mind you. And for someone who's saying, oh, don't worry, business kicking and nice and not, the boycott isn't affecting. Don't be fooled by that. The boycott is affecting. I'm out of here. And remember, as we leave them with this here, this time in a long time, we're not making joke. Boycott is the way to go. Economic boycott against the oppressors and the enablers. I love you guys. God bless you. See you tomorrow.
This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. Lang time got them lang lang loji, now you got them bungalow. Lang time got them lang lang loji, now you got them bungalow. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. Long time got them dirty dam, now you got them concrete road. Long time got them dirty dam, now you got them concrete road. Long time got them dirty dam, now you got them concrete road. Long time got them dirty dam, now you got them concrete road. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. Long time got them juk lamp, now you got them electric light. Long time got them juk lamp, now you got them electric light. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. Long time got them broad bottom, now you got them tight straight. Long time got them broad bottom, now you got them tight straight. Long time got them broad bottom, now you got them tight straight. Long time got them broad bottom, now you got them tight straight. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. Long time got them broad churia, now you got them bamboo jai. Long time got them broad churia, now you got them bamboo jai. Long time got them broad churia, now you got them bamboo jai. Long time got them broad churia, now you got them bamboo jai. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. Long time to lambo kit water, now you got them overhead. Long time to lambo kit water, now you got them overhead. Long time to lambo kit water, now you got them overhead. Long time to lambo kit water, now you got them overhead. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. Long time got them old man, now you got them young guy. Long time got the old man, now you got them young guy. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not every full time. Long time got them donkey cat, now you got them DeSoto. Got them donkey cat, now you got them DeSoto. Long time got them donkey cat, now you got them DeSoto. Long time got them donkey cat, now you got them DeSoto.
Hey fans, it's karaoke and oldies night this and every Thursday at Club Twilight Sideline Dam, Buxton. Dance to the magical songs of yesteryear by popular DJs and Camps Audio. Admission is free. Come out, let's make memories at Club Twilight Sideline Dam, Buxton North.
To be read by Emma.
Still I Was by Maya Angelou.
You may write me down in history with your little twisted lies. You may throw me in the very door, but still like dust I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've always pumping in my living room, just like the moons and just like the suns, with a certainty of tide, just like hope springing high. Till I rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed, head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my sober cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard? 'Cause I laugh like I got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still I give I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a path that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling and bearing the tide. Leaping behind like a tiller in fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gift my ancestors gave, and the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise. I rise. I rise.